Hello and welcome to another episode of Technically Analytics. In this episode, we're going to be doing part 2 of the trade deadline, where I'm grading every team based on their deadline. And I did last video, I did the AL, which was just like 5 minutes ago. And this video, we're going to do the NL. And the criteria, as I discussed last time, was did the team get better now or in the future? A, much better. B, better. C, slightly better. D, no change. F, got worse. And then what's the record in the standings, in the hunt, or in the or out of the playoffs? Minus is out of playoffs, plus is in playoffs / hunt. For example, if a team got better, B, they're in the playoffs, that's a plus, so B plus. So you can see here all the AL rankings. A couple teams got A's, a couple teams got B's. No one got an F because it just didn't feel like they should. And again, it's subjective, of course, because, now or in the future, obviously, because you get better like immediately and you can get better in the future with prospects, right? So without further ado, let's get started with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, they are in 4th place, well out of the playoffs, so they sold, which not surprising. They got back in return Tyler Lockyer, a bunch of prospects, obviously. They didn't get much back in return in terms of trade everyday MLB players, but so from they sold Mel Kelly. So from the Rangers, they got Cole Drake, David Hegman, Mitch Bratt, which I already talked about in the other video. Pretty good prospects there. And then they got some other ones too. They got Brendan Garcia and Ashton Izzy from the Mariners. So 13 and 16 from the Mariners system. They got some other guys too. Are they here or not? No. Okay. Well, anyway, they got a bunch of different prospects, so they got better in the future, I would say. Now, obviously, they're kind of out of the playoffs, so it makes sense that they sold. I'm not gonna say they got hugely better though, because they didn't trade away their main guys, Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, also there. They didn't trade Zach Gallen, which I thought they might, and they didn't really trade a lot they traded some from the bullpen, but not a lot. It was not bad. We'll say they got, for them, it's tough. I'm going to give them a C-. I know. Because they sold, they didn't really get better for now, but they did get better in the future. My least favorite team, I should say, the Atlanta Braves. So the Braves, for better or worse, they're in 4th place. They're out of the playoffs, thankfully for me. But they also actually didn't really sell or buy. So they got Nick Allen, that's 24. What am I talking about? They got, they traded for Eric Fetty, and they got Carlos Carrasco from the Yankees. They purchased them. They also got Joey Wentz from waivers. They traded for Tyler Kinney from the Rockies. Interesting. I don't remember that trade. But again, they did very minor trades, which... and they traded Rafael Montero to the Tigers. That's right. Yeah, for Jim Jarvis. What a name. Jim Jarvis. Say that 10 times fast. They traded for this guy. He's in AA. Doesn't look too bad, actually, to be honest, but the Braves. I actually don't know what to put their grade as, because they're most of they were expected to trade Marcell Ozuna. They were expected to trade a few other guys, I think, but they didn't sell anybody really. They actually didn't, because look at all the injuries they have. They have so many injuries, so many. Cunha Jr., Ronaldo Lopez, Chris Sale, Spencer Schwellenbeck, AJ Smith-Shire. You know, they have all these injuries, so it's like unfortunately for them, I think I have to give them a D-. I don't think they got worse, but they didn't get better. No way. Not even close. I mean, they got a little bit of prospect, but not. Yeah, it's a D-. I mean, I thought, yeah, that's strange. And then another team, which also happened to just not make many moves, the Chicago Cubs. Second place, 2 games behind the Brewers. Just had a series with them. Let's see, did they trade anybody? Oh yeah, they traded. So they did make a few trades. They traded for, they traded for some peoples. They traded for Willie Castro from the Twins. I mean, figures, right? They traded for Michael Soroka from the Nationals. And they traded Andrew Kittredge for Andrew Kittredge, Ryan Brazier, Taylor Rogers. So, yeah, I guess they made a few moves. Okay. I thought they did nothing, but they actually did some. They focus on pitching now. Yeah, I think. Oh, actually, let's see. Yeah. Thinking about the grade, that's going to be a tough one because they got better, especially Willie Castro, I don't care about, honestly. Like, he's a backup. But Michael Soroka, is he even good? 325. Oh no, that was the other guy. 4.87, 9 Ks, 81 innings, 16 games started. Not that good. Brazier, he's been okay. Taylor Rogers, good. Alright, I like their bullpen moves. I do not like anything else. So we'll say slightly better. C+. Yeah, easily a C+, I think. That's not even, that's not hard. Alright. Now, the Reds. Now, the Reds had a really fascinating deadline. They traded for Keybarn Hayes, which I really like that trade. I mean, obviously his offense is not really there, but his defense is. So, I mean, 57, jeez. Good thing he's good at defense, honestly. They traded for Miguel Andujar from the Athletics. I don't remember that trade. They traded for Zach Little and from the Rays. It was a pretty big trade. They didn't touch their bullpen, it looks like. Really? Why didn't they do their bullpen? What? Oh, they ruined it. Where's that Rays trade? Right here. Zach Little. And it was also a 3-way trade with the Dodgers, actually. Oh, wow. So, I mean, that's a pretty confusing one. I mean, I do like the little trade, but honestly, I mean, did they get better? Did they give too much? It's kind of, They got Andujar. I mean, it's fine. Backup. They might give it too much. I'm gonna say. Oh, are they in the playoffs? That's probably what I should look at too. Not really. Well, they are still technically, but it's. I think they gave up too much. I mean, I don't know how good these guys were that they gave up. Doesn't say. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna be a little tough on them and say no change because they just, I feel like they gave up too much for that. Like, it's just a lot of players for like one starting pitcher that's okay, like decent, you know. It's kind of it's a tough one for me. And then we have the Colorado Rockies, who sold. They obviously traded McMahon to the Yankees. They got a nice haul for him. They got Tyler Freeman from March. Anybody now? No. Who did they acquire? Did they acquire anybody new? No. All right, so they did some small moves. I know they had some other trades. Ben Shields from the Yankees. Rock Riggio. Wow. Okay, with Ben Shields, right? Jake Bird traded to the Yankees. Tyler Kinley traded to the Braves. They acquired Austin Smith. Is he any good? You have to determine here. Yeah. I mean, he's had it in some years, but he just got to double A rather, so like, you know, I mean, they definitely didn't get better, I'll say that. They got something. The biggest boon for them was probably the guys they got from the Yankees for McMahon. So just based on that, I'm going to go with C-. I know they're in last. Next, we have the Dodgers, who actually weren't as active as some were expecting, I think. The Dodgers, they stayed kind of quiet, kind of low-key. And they did trade for some people, though. They didn't stay fully silent on it. They got Alex Call, Esther Ruiz from these must have been minor moves from the Nationals and Athletics, respectively. They also got Alexis Diaz. Oh, that was in May. They got Alexis Diaz in May. They got Brock Stewart from Minnesota. That was probably the biggest trade they made. They traded who did they trade for Brock Stewart? That was a pretty. People were talking about that. Let's see, Brock. I don't know. It's probably not even on here because it's such a minor trade. James Outman, yeah, they traded James. So, I mean, Outman, I don't know if he was doing any good with them, but all right. So I don't know if they really got better for the future or now. I mean, I guess so in the bullpen technically. Like, they could have used a starting pitcher, it looks like, but they didn't try for any of that. They got some backups, some good backups. So yeah, I'm gonna give the Dodgers a C+. They got better, but not like way better. But of course, you know, when your team is already really good and you already have all the best players, you don't really need to get way better. You know, they only had to do fringe moves, so maybe it makes sense, I guess, if you think about it. And the next team is going to be the Miami Marlins, who did some trades, mostly trading away, as you do when you're in Miami. I don't think they acquired anybody that they can play right now. No. They just did have I been just misusing this the whole time? Where I could just see who they got. Yeah, they dealt Sanchez for a bunch of prospects. They dealt this guy for some. Oh no, they acquired him. And then they dealt Nick Fortes for a prospect. And they got this guy for them. Okay, so they got a few prospects. So better for the future. We're going to say they're slightly better, I think. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough because they didn't trade any. They traded Sanchez, and Fortes, but they didn't really trade they didn't trade Alcantara, which I thought they might do. So yeah, I mean, and they're where are they in the division? They're third, I believe. They're not out of the playoffs, but they're not necessarily. They're on the fringe, man. They're on the fringe, bro. Like, I'm going to give them a D, actually, because I feel like they did get prospects, but I don't feel like they changed much, and it's going to be a minus because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They're feisty, but they're not like, fighting, you know? They're not fighting as hard as they could. They didn't try hard enough. You got to try harder, Marlins. Come on. Next team up, the Milwaukee Brewers. They're in first place. And the Brewers traded for Andrew Vaughn in June. I didn't even hear about that trade for whatever reason. They traded for Caleb Durham. Oh, no, last year. Brendan Lockridge and Danny Jansen. Right, I remember that one. That was early on in July. And that's about it. They really didn't do much else. Interesting. Interesting move by the Brewers. They didn't do much. Oh yeah, they traded with the Padres for Nestor Cortez. They traded away Nestor Cortez to the Padres. Got some prospects for him. Oh, they got Lockridge for him. All right. Well, this is a tough one, bro. Like, what do I do here? They're plus, obviously. I got to give the Brewers a D plus. I feel like this is because, like, they didn't do anything crazy, man. They didn't really. They got one. They got one guy from. They got a few prospects, but and they got one guy that's a backup. Or wait, was he a backup? I think he was a backup. Probably a backup. So, Andrew Vaughn in June. I mean, I don't know if I can count that. Yeah, he's a backup. Lockridge is a backup. So, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to stick with my D+. Yep. Sorry, Brewers. Gotta try harder, bro. Gotta try harder. Next up, my New York Mets, who are in first place currently, only a half-game lead over the Phillies. The Mets were active. Very active. They got Cedric Mullins from the Orioles for a nice prospect package that they sent off. And they got three relievers: Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, Tyler Rogers from the Giants, and Gregory Soto from the Orioles. Everyone's gonna say I'm biased. And you're right. I am. I mean, they needed bullpen help, though. Like, look, they probably could have got a starter, too, but we have minor leaguers. We have Brandon Sproat, Joe Tong, Norland McLean. I mean, so, we don't need starters, right? We have them. We address the offense, center field, Tyrone Taylor, great defense, terrible hitter, bad hitter. So we address the bullpen. We have the scariest bullpen in the league now. We have Diaz, Helsley, Rogers, Stanek, Garrett, Soto. I mean, how do you hit this bullpen? Just tell me. Let me know, because your team's gonna want to know. I mean, I don't know. The only criticism I have is I wish they would have gotten a starter, maybe, but it's okay. The Dodgers basically won a World Series with bullpens only, so A+. I mean, obviously they got what they need. They strengthened their bullpen, which is a weakness, and hopefully the offense can get something going at some point. Next team. Right. Phillies, second place. Phillies went in. They went in. Harrison Bader. The biggest trade they made, Jordan Duran. Now, the only difference is, so, like I said, the Mets, Cedric Mullins, they traded for a bunch of prospects. We kind of went over this with the Orioles. 14 one of the 14th ranked prospects. And then for Rodgers, they traded away Budo, Tidwell, and Gilbert, which, major league player, pretty good prospects. Tidwell has some MLB experience. Gilbert hasn't played in the MLB yet. He's 25. So it's like, yeah, they gave up a lot, but for the Phillies, right? And there's a Halsey trade. They gave up Baez, Dom, and Elciat. Apparently this guy's pretty good, and Baez is really good. But I think it's worth it. For the Phillies, they give up their, like I said when I talked about the Twins, they give up their number 2 ranked and their number 4 ranked or 6 ranked or whatever it says here. And basically, like, because Durant still has years of control, I believe that's the difference between what we got for Rodgers and what they got for Durant. So technically, I guess a better trade if you think about it, because Durant still has some control left, whereas Rodgers is a pure rental. So for the Phillies, we got to give them an A, because I think, yeah, they addressed their bullpen, which is what they need to address. Their pitching is good, their hitting is pretty good. Maybe a bat would have helped, but it's fine. Like they get an A. A+. A+ for that one, because unfortunately, I don't want to give them that, but that they deserve it. Duran was a good get from the Twins. Next up, we have the Pirates, who unfortunately sold to the disappointment of many. Last place, no surprise. Pitching's pretty good. They got Paul Skeens. Obviously. They sold Key Brian Hayes. We talked about that trade already. And they sold a bunch of other guys. They didn't acquire anybody. I guess they got prospects. So, yeah, they got some prospects. But, like, are we really... They got a lot of prospects, actually. So, I'm going to have to say they got better for the future. Like, look at all the prospects they got. Shortstop. Just all the prospects. They got every single one. They traded Adam Frazier. Like, they traded to the Braves for some more guys. Like, they have so many different things. I'm going to say they got better for the future. It's only slight. I'm not going to condone this behavior, though. I'm going to give them a slightly better. Yeah, we're not condoning. We don't want teams to do this, so don't be like the Pirates. Oh, no, not C+, C-. Ugh. They're not in the playoffs, are they? No, they're not. No. I even said that. They're not. Okay, next team, we have the Padres. Now, we've talked about the Padres a lot already because, obviously, they made a lot of trades. We'll just go over some of the players that they got. They got Ryan O'Hearn, Ramon Laureano from the Orioles. They got Freddie Fermin from the Royals. They got Bryce Johnson from the Pirates. They got JP Sears from the Athletics in that trade with Mason Miller from the Athletics. And they got Nestor Cortez from Milwaukee. So they went all the way in, as they typically have done in the past few years. So this is like an obvious A+ to me, I think. They're in second place, chasing the Dodgers, only 2.5 games out. So, yeah, it makes sense for them to go all in, I think. And they dealt their farm system. Like, when you see how many... just in the Mason Miller trade alone, like, they dealt their 3, they dealt their 13, 17, bunch of other guys. They shelled out. Like, they balled out. You love to see it. They did, unfortunately, mortgage their future, so that kind of sucks. But, hey, if you can win now, why bother with later, right? Some teams don't believe in that, obviously, but they do. I mean, it's kind of like the opposite approach of the Dodgers. Well, kind of the same approach, really. Next team, the Giants. Staying in the NL West, the Giants are 55 and 56. They're going to be 500, aren't they? Currently playing my Mets, so hopefully they'll be below 500. But they sold. The Giants sold this deadline. So we're only looking at what they got. Well, they did get Devers, I guess, which is weird because that's the thing. I'm confused with the Giants, right? They got Rafael Devers from the Red Sox in June. And then in July, they're like, actually, you know what? We're going to sell. Yeah. We're going to sell. And I'm like, wait. They got Jose Butto from the Mets for the trade with Tyler Rogers. Like Butto, he's a good pitcher. Like he's a solid reliever. No, like I never had a problem with him. He, sometimes his relief pitches appearances were a little shaky, but like when he's on, he's good. Like he's good enough, right? So I believe the Mets did give up quite a bit for Rogers. So they did get some good prospects from the Mets. They traded Yastrzemski. They traded Duvall from the Yankees, so they got a lot from that. So we're gonna say they're gonna give them a B plus ish, because I know that like it's confusing to me because I'm just stupid, I guess. But like they got Blake Tidwell, they got Drew Gilbert, and so they got some good prospects. The Yankees gave them a ton of different prospects. I mean, look at all these guys they got from the Yankees, like just a lot. And so I'm gonna have to say it's a B plus, because I think they're still in the hunt. Might be wrong about that, but I believe, right, they still have a chance to make a playoffs at least. If they still have a chance, then they're still in it, right? As long as it doesn't say 0 here. No, it doesn't. 7%. Okay, so they're probably on the edge. They're on the bubble. So they kind of didn't really sell, but they did a little bit, right? The next team is the St. Louis Cardinals, who they kind of didn't sell enough, I think. That's what I have a friend that's a Cardinals fan. He told me didn't sell enough. They should have sold everybody. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, sure. Yep. Now, they didn't add anybody, obviously. They could have traded Arenado, but he's hurt. Thought they might. They could have traded probably a lot of guys, but they didn't. So let's see if they got anyone good for their... Well, Helsley actually got a decent package, I guess. What was it again? Like the Mets... It was the Mets. Yeah, this guy was pretty good. I mean, these guys were decent prospects, so they did get some decent ones from Helsley, but everything else is kind of just like, that was it. Oh yeah, they traded Steven Matz to the Red Sox for Blaze Jordan. That's right. And Phil Maton, they traded to the Rangers. And then, yeah, so, I mean... I'm going to say for them, because the Mets haul, like basically somehow the Mets have saved them because they got such a good deal, such a good package. So they got better for the future. Is it much better? I don't know. Probably, I was going to give them a C plus. Not C plus, because I believe they're not in the playoffs, right? I mean, they're still in the bubble. I'll C plus then, yeah. They're still in the bubble. They could still potentially make it, maybe. And the last team, but not least, the Washington Nationals. The Nationals sort of sold a little bit, kind of like the Giants, kind of confusing a little bit. So they got basically nobody, but they did get some prospects, I believe. So let's check this. They got, so for Kyle Finnegan, they got these two guys. For Michael Sorko, they got these two guys. From the Dodgers, they got these two guys. So they got some, they restocked their farm system. I don't know how good any of these guys are, if they're any good or not. I mean, I assume that some of them are at least good, but like, is this guy any good? 20, 22 years old, 50, 55, 45, 50, 40, 50, 30, 40 command. I mean, actually, oh, it's only one game though. Well, if you look at this, he did 7 strikeouts per 9, 1 walk per 9, not many home runs. I mean, his FIP is good. His ERA not quite there yet, but all right. I mean, okay. It's not like trying to figure out if they got anyone good here. Is this guy any good? The guy they got for Michael Soroka. Oh, okay, can't click on him. Anyone good for these guys? Yeah, I think we're gonna say I'm gonna give them actually a B+. I think, because I feel like they did trade away, but they traded away for lots of prospects, and they're kind of trying to build for the future. They have been for a while, and I think they're almost there. Like, in a few years, if they can turn these prospects into something like a real piece, I feel like I could see the vision, you know? Because they have Wood, they have Abrams, they have Lowe, and they have a good, well, they have Mackenzie Gore. And then in their bullpen, I really liked Finnegan, but I guess I think he's probably a rental. So fortunately, they're going to pay him a lot. So yeah, I kind of understand that one too. I guess it was maybe more of a salary dump, but so for the Nats, we're going to go with, well, we're going to go with, I'm going to give them a C, and it's going to be a C-, I believe, because they are not, yeah, they're not close. And that's going to wrap up my trade deadline. Let me know what you think of my grades, if I was too harsh, too nice, if I'm stupid, or if I'm smart. You know, like, whatever. I'm not perfect. I'm human. Yeah, let me know. Like, so I'll just go over it quickly. Athletics, C-, Orioles, C-, Red Sox, B+, White Sox, D-, Guardians, C-, Tigers, B+, Astros, B+, Royals, B+, Angels, C-, Twins, C-, Yankees, A+, Mariners, A+, Rays, D-, Rangers, C+, Blue Jays, B+, Diamondbacks, C-, Braves, D-, Cubs, C+, Reds, D+, Rockies, C-, Dodgers, C+, Marlins, D-, Brewers, D+, Mets, A+, Phillies, A+, Pirates, C-, Padres, A+, Giants, B+, Cardinals, C+, Nationals, C-. So there's all the grades. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more grading videos, or if you never want me to do it again, just tell me in the comments. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.